Today we are gonna discuss about the first come first serve of the CPU scheduling. So basically, the first come first serve definition goes as this: the process which arrived the first in the ready queue. That is the arrival time of the process, which is minimum. That process gets executed first, and then the process followed by it on the basis of their arrival times get executed sequentially. So when we look at the example here, we have to calculate the turnaround time, waiting time, and average turnaround time, average waiting time of the process given here. So basically they have given 5 processes here with their arrival times and the processing times. So here the process P1, which starts at the arrival time 0, gets executed first, because as the name says, it is first come first serve. So process which arrived first in the ready queue, that is P1, will get executed and continues till 3, as its burst time is 3. So after completing the process P2, which arrived after P1 at the second in the ready queue, it gets executed. That is, it starts after the completion of process P1, and this continues till completion of all the process till P5. So for calculation of the turnaround time, processing times, and the waiting times, we put a table for this. So turnaround time, to calculate turnaround time, we have a formula, that is completion time minus arrival time. So here we have completion time for the process as 3, for process P2 as 6, for process P3 as 7, and for process P4 as 11, and process P5 as 13. So we will subtract the arrival times, that is 0, 2, 3, 5, and 8 from the completion times of the respective process. So here we do 3 minus 0, 6 minus 2, 7 minus 1, 11 minus 4, and 13 minus 2, and we compute all these results. So all these results get added and gets divided by the total number of process, and we get the average turnaround time. For the processing time, that is the waiting time, we do basically, we got turnaround time. So we take turnaround times here 3, 4, 6, 7, 11, and here we get the burst times. So we'll basically subtract burst times from turnaround times, that is 3 minus 3, 0, 4 minus 3, 1, 6 minus 1, 5, 7 minus 4, 3, 11 minus 2, 9. So basically in this order we get the formula for waiting time as turnaround time minus burst time. So for the average waiting time, we add all the processing times, that is all the waiting times, and do the average for the total number of process here, that is 5, and we get the computed result as 3 point. Now we will see the program execution for the process, that is for the first come first serve CPU scheduling in Python. Now we will start the execution of the code in the Python online compiler. So here we take the user input as n is equal to int input enter number of processes. We take the number of processes from the user, that is n specified here. Next we initialize two array list we initialize here for storing of the process numbers, that is the IDs, and for the burst time of the process as defined by the user. So we initialize two lists here to store the data. Next we take the user input, that is for I in range, we take it as n gen for I in range n, we specify for the processes list, we append the number of I plus 1, that is for the process while loop terminates, it will continue till n, so it will start from 0 till n. when it is at 0, the process id will be 0 plus 1, that is 1. The first process id will be started execution. So for the process 1, the process id will be 2, so it will be incremented for by 2. So we take process id as I plus 1. Next we initialize bt, which is equal to int input enter burst time of process. Here we take the process p from the user, so we give it as curly braces I plus 1, which will come from the running of the loop. So here when I is 1, process I is 0, the process 1 input will be given from the user. When I is 2, the process 2 input will be given from the user. That is basically we are taking all the inputs from the user. So after we get all the inputs from the user, we append it to the burst time list. That is, we take the burst time list and we append variable bt into it. So now again we need to calculate waiting time and burst time. So we again initialize two arrays, that is the waiting time array and the turn around time array, and we take it and we put 0 in the list as we need. Basically it starts from 0, and as the loop continues, the user gives each value as decided by him. So it will, we will enter the burst times as user defined and put multiply and add it to the list. So we take 0 into n. After that we calculate the waiting time calculation. So we'll basically add a comment here to get clarity. Waiting time calculation, and we'll initialize the array for I in range 1, n. We take it and we waiting time of the particular array will be equal to the waiting time of the before process plus burst time of the previous process. So here the logic is that see, basically the logic here is that for the second process to start, it must follow the first process. That is, the first process need to complete its arrival time. That is, if it starts at 2, the arrival time need to be added to the summation plus the burst time, that is the process completion time must be added. So waiting time of the previous processes plus the burst time, that is the complete time required to complete the process of the previous process, need to be completed in order to move to the next process. So so we basically here waiting time of the process 1 will be equal to the waiting time of the process 0 plus burst time of the process 0. In the same way for the process 2, it will be waiting time of process 1 plus burst time of process 1. So basically the process time waiting time of the process n depends on waiting time of process n minus 1 plus burst time of n minus 1. So here the logic goes like this. Next we'll calculate the turnaround time. We'll basically put a comment here, turnaround stack turnaround time calculation. So we simply copy this code, Control C, and we'll paste it here, Control V. Basically we'll change turnaround time. We don't need this I minus 1. It is basically turnaround time of the process will be waiting time of the process plus burst time of the process. So we don't need to do any, so we'll just remove the I minus 1s, and here we'll put the turnaround time. So here we completed this one. Now we will print the values, so we'll add extra lines here. We'll print the output values, so print, we'll take we'll initialize the new line character, and for process P, the burst time, the waiting time, the turnaround time. So we'll print this output for us to get the table in a tabular format. So now we will initialize the array for I in range n. For the array to initialize, we'll print the value results of the array. That is for the n process, we'll print the array f of f quotations p curly braces process of I, close the curly braces, backslash t, burst time of process I, next tab, waiting time, close the braces, and then slash t, turnaround time of process I, and close the braces. So after completing all this, so here we miss the waiting time, so we'll complete this one. So after printing the result from the values that we got, now we will calculate the main part of this program, that is the averages. We'll basically put a comment here, averages, so we can distinguish between each part of the code. So the average wait time will be equal to the summation of waiting time divided by the n. So we are basically taking the average wait time. Average, that is TAT, turnaround time, will be equal to the summation of turnaround time divided by n, that is the total number of processes. So we'll print the values here for the turnaround time and the waiting time. So print f, initialize the new line character, average waiting time is equal to average waiting, we'll round it off to 2 decimal places, so we'll use 2f and we'll complete the process. We'll basically copy this one and we'll paste the same, Control V, and we'll basically change here the variables, that is average turnaround time, and we'll here change this as T8. So we basically completed the program here. So we will now try to execute and check the results for the program. So now we will run the program here. It will show to enter the number of process. So we will basically enter the number of process, for example 5. Next it will show to enter the bus time of process P1, so we'll take it as 3. Bus time of process P2 as again we'll take it as 3. Next we'll take it as 4, 1 and 2. So when we execute, now when we press the enter button, it will automatically show the table and the average waiting and turnaround time of the entire process here. So basically we got the process number P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. The bus times are 3, 3, 4, 1, 2 as initialized by the user, that is us. So waiting time we got it as 036 from the above calculation. So average waiting time will be 6 and the average turnaround time will be 8.6 from the above code. So this code is basically for the arrival time, that is all programs has arrived at the same time. So when the all programs arrived at the same time, we basically go by the order of bus times. So when the each program has different arrival times, we use another type of programs which we will discuss later.